All right, kiddos, whoever wins the lightsaber battle gets this prize.
I want it all! No, brother, it's not time.
Whoa, what's happening? Whoa, the Force. The Force must be strong with these two younglings. Welcome back, everybody, to Matt's Haircut Videos. I have a very special guest with me today. Her name is Betsy. Betsy, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so she brought her young boy in for a haircut today, so we're basically going to be doing a boy's trim. Betsy, how would you like your son's haircut today?
I just do a taper.
Mm-hmm.
Slight trim on top.
Okay. So as far as how short do you think we should go on our taper as far as the back and sides, Betsy?
We go with the 1.5 and then finish it up with the all the way to skin.
Okay.
Zero taper.
All right. And as far as the top is concerned, how much you think I should take off today?
I would say 1/2 inch to 1 inch.
Okay. All right. That's great. Okay, Mom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on his sides. I'm going to kind of clean it up off the ears. And I want you to watch me and kind of guide me because I don't want to go too short. Okay, Mom? Okay. So I'm just going to begin right here, and I'm going to pull his ear just out just a little bit here. And then Mom requested a number 1.5 on the sides, but I'm going to use a plastic guard a little bit larger, and I'm just going to kind of start a base on it here, okay? And I'm just going to kind of take it easy, go gently around the ears here. And at this point, I do want the mother to watch what I'm doing because I want her to feel comfortable. I want her to have the confidence that I'm going to take good care of her son's haircut. Because what happens is that mothers and fathers take their kids to the barbershop and they have no idea what's going to happen to their kid. And if there's any misinterpretation or misunderstanding, why you have a messed up haircut and a very unhappy parent. Okay, so... All right, Mom, can you see how I'm kind of just working this nice and low here? Can you see how I'm just taking some weight off there?
Yep.
And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use that 1.5 that you suggested, and I'm going to leave it nice and low on the sideburn and the neckline area, and we're going to show it to you. Okay, Mom?
Okay.
All right. So, classic 1.5 once again. And I'm just going to stay on the sideburn area because she requested a tapered haircut. This is not a fade. This is considered more of a natural boy's trim here. Okay, and I'm going to tilt his head down just a little bit. Could you tilt down, mijo? Thank you. And I'm just going to work on this area right here. And I'm just going to keep it nice and low here. Nice and low there, you see? I'm just kind of pulling that. And sometimes a child's tendency is to just get over-directed and move a little too much. I recommend that you just kind of gently move his head or kindly ask him to move his head, lift his head or down, kindly, gently, and respectfully. And I'm just going to keep it again. And I'm just going to work on this area right here. And then I'm going to do a little bit of clipper over comb. Here's the clipper. Here's the comb, and I'm just going to work that just a little bit right there. And just a little bit off the ears. There we go, just like that there. And I'm just taking it easy. What I'm not doing is I'm not doing aggressive work on his haircut. Now I'm going to use just the trimmer here. And I'm going to mark him some sideburns. Mom, where would you like his sideburns marked? Kind of high, medium, long? What do you think?
I usually just tape he gets a tapered.
Okay, just fade them in?
Fade them in.
Okay, so with the 0 length of a trimmer, I'm just going to fade these sideburns in here a little bit. And at first, it's going to seem like I'm just creating a line and just leaving a line there. But I'm going to come back around with another clipper, and I'm going to blend that in. Okay? So I'm going to move his ear out of the way, and I'm just going to establish a line here and just kind of go around. And remember, children's skin and scalp is a little bit more sensitive. So I'm not going too aggressively harsh on his skin because these clippers are very sharp. Very sharp. And sometimes it hurts when you kind of press in around sensitive areas like this here. Okay. So I'm going to use the Andis. Again, this fading clipper here. And I'm going to kind of blend in his sideburns a little bit. How's that looking there, Betsy?
Really good.
That pretty cool? Because I'm just keeping it nice and low. This is just kind of a natural boy's haircut here. And maybe towards the neckline, I'm going to fade it in just a little bit more. Just a little bit more there. Kind of just blend that in, as you can see there. And I'm just going to establish a little bit of a line kind of coming this way for style here, okay? Just like this. And this is the essence of a regular boy's tapered haircut. And the reason why I'm going to pause here and stop here, because I'm going to call the parents' attention to my work, so that way I don't complete and finish an entire haircut. A parent checks it out and he or she is not completely happy with their child's haircut. So I'm just going to take it nice and slow. And I want mom to check it out. So Betsy, what do you think? Give me your opinion as far as how short it is here and anything else I can do from this point here.
Looks good. I'm guessing this would get blended once you cut the top. Maybe clean it just a little bit right here because this tends to grow pretty fast on him.
Okay.
So it's just like a little bit more, just this area right here.
Okay.
This looks pretty good.
All right. Thank you so much for your suggestion, Mom. And this is very helpful because now once I got the pattern of how the haircut's going to go about, I can complete the entire haircut here. Okay. So I'm going to use that 1.5 once again. And basically what she asked to remove is bulk. Because that's basically what it comes down to being. It's just a little bit of bulk around this area here. And she requested that I blend this down just a little bit more there. Now this can be done by clipper work or scissor work or both. So as far as this top is concerned, I'm going to cut that down with scissors and just a combination. Betsy, can you see how I'm kind of blending this in a little bit, that area?
Yes.
Is that looking a little bit better?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to take it in a little bit more here. Okay. And now's a good time to kind of just brush. If you notice a child feeling a little bit discomfort, closing his eyes and squinting, I think it's a good time to use your brush to kind of just get that out of his way. Because what kids tend to do is they'll use this very same cape with hair. I know this has happened to many barbers and barber students. There's hair on the cape. And their tendency is to wipe their face with the cape. But he knows better than that. So let's be grateful for that. Okay. And I'm just going to clean up this area just a little bit more. Just a little bit more right here. And just removing that bulk. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we just completed the sides here, Mom. And it's just kind of a basic taper. Kind of clean and natural around the neck and ears here. How does that look to your opinion?
Really good.
Okay, cool. I had a question for you, Mom. This cowlick area right here, how do you deal with that?
Well, this usually I tend to get it a little bit less, like bring it down just a little bit because it does get to be a little bit too bulky. And this, when he combs it to the side, so when it's not too long, it can be too short because it'll stick up.
Yes.
But if it's this length right
Yes.
here, it tends to do the same.
Uh-huh.
So what I do is once I cut it to like a medium size and then I comb it this way.
Okay.
Now with him, it's a little hard to tell where the part is because here in the front, he's got a lot of baby hair.
Wow.
And it doesn't have the usual shape that you see, that it's very
Yes.
easy to tell where the you know, parting can
Yes.
be. So I usually just try to go by it from where the cowlick is to the front and kind of make my part that way.
Wow.
And then
All right.
this follows the shape. And
Okay, that's great. That is really good information because nobody knows a child's hair better than mom, of course. But for a barber, I like to recommend that the barber engage with the parent so that the parent can say, hey, this is what's up with the kid's hair, this happens. That's really good information for the barber, for the student, to gather as they go about the haircut. So, Mom, thank you so much for that information. That's very important. I'm going to begin by wetting his hair, and then we need to figure out how much we want to take off the top, okay? So, I'm just going to start by wetting his hair, and she warned me about this cowlick area right here. And it is true. If you leave it too long, it just tends to flap out like that. If you cut it too short, it'll stick up. So that's the key. We're gonna have to try to figure out a way to cut it at its medium, perhaps, or just not too aggressively short, or not too long. So that's something that even I, after 16 years cutting hair, I still have to be very cautious about because everybody's head of hair is different. Okay? And also, I'm gonna measure his hair, and we're gonna see how long it is here. Okay, Betsy, can you see that on my scale here? His top is about 4 inches long, if you can see that. How much you think I should take off today, Mom?
I would say like half an inch.
Half an inch? Okay. All right. So, I'm going to begin here. About the center, okay? I push his hair forward. And I'm going to pull up just about that much right there. Okay?
Okay.
Just a little bit there.
You can do a little bit more.
Oh, go a little shorter?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. See, this is good that the mother or parent engages into the haircut. That way, you know, it makes you seem a little bit more professional, a little bit more engaging.
You can do a little bit more.
You know what? Hey, are you a barber or something? Do you want to jump in on this and cut the hair yourself?
Sure.
I'm sure there are some parents and some barbers out there that are like, hey, why don't you cut your own kid's hair? So be it. That's perfectly fine. You take it over from here, Betsy.
Yes, thanks.
All right.
So this is how it should be done. When they say a half an inch, don't be shy. Go half an inch.
Oh, so now you're telling me how to do my job, huh?
Hey, sometimes a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. See?
All right.
All that.
That looks really good, Betsy. You know what? I'm thinking about quitting my job, and how about you take over? How's that?
You can't afford me.
Okay. So, for our audience, it looks like Betsy established a guide down the center, down the middle there. What are you going to do next, Betsy?
Well, I like to double check by kind of just going like this. And that, I could see the front, you know, and then I see a little bit right here. So I like to have the front longer than the back.
I see.
So then that's another way to, like, I like to make sure that my guide is exactly how I want it. And so I go down the middle
Very good.
like this to like double check my work.
Excellent.
Then from there, I like to have half of it and then grab my guide from this side and then stretch it.
Wow, I can see that. Really good. That is awesome.
So then I know that it's exactly what I need to cut. Same right here. And you can see the guide all the way.
Wow. That is really precise, Betsy. I thought you just do porch, you know, front house porch haircuts, but it looks like you're a professional or something.
Only 20 years.
Did you trick me? You actually had a license this whole time and you didn't tell me?
I know.
All right, so we're now approaching that cowlick area. which is a troublesome area. How are you dealing with that right now, Betsy?
Well, I'm going around
Mm-hmm.
like you would usually do.
Yes.
As you notice in this area, it automatically looks like it's about the same length of up here.
Yes.
So then I don't go the whole half an inch that
Mm.
I said, because obviously it's not needing that half an inch.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of,
Oh,
Do that.
I see.
and then here the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't go, just because I said half an inch, then I don't really go that half an inch.
All right.
And I always tend to comb it again,
Yes.
because that also tells me whether it's at a good length or if I need to work on it some more.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, combing while I'm cutting,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like what I like to do, to
I
be
see.
telling me whether it's already at a good length.
Wow, he's
Or
looking
not.
handsome already.
So automatically, just by doing that small little trim,
Yes.
you can see that the cowlick is already
Wow.
all set.
That looks excellent.
So, and if you can see this one's a little bit up, so
Yes.
it's already telling me if I go shorter, it's
Yes.
gonna start sticking up.
Mm-hmm.
So then I don't go any shorter. I leave it like that because it's still at a good length.
Wow, that looks great.
And then I just go ahead and, I know my guide is here in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanna really emphasize it, I can always go like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I grab the side and you can see it.
I see. Wow. See, that's very important, to be able to establish your guide down the center of the haircut and be able to pick up where you left off when you move either left or right as far as the top is concerned. Good job, Betsy.
So as you can see the cowlick, you see how
Yeah.
much is a lot less than all the other area.
Mm-hmm.
So then obviously I just do a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't go the whole amount. I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, it was half an inch. So
Mm-hmm.
right here, we
Yep.
already cut it, so you can see it's only that right there.
Excellent. That is awesome. So what are you focusing on right now? I can tell you're
Just
moving yourself
To
to the side.
blend from
Hmm?
here
Yeah.
to what we have at the bottom.
Yes.
Because there was just a tiny little bit. We already worked it. You worked it already
Yes.
with the clippers,
Mm-hmm.
leaving it extremely clean already.
I see.
It's just the little tiny details.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to go just a tiny bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot,
All right.
but it's there.
Cool.
That gives it even more of the unify it together.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now I feel like I need to pay you for this haircut, Betsy.
And then I like, again, combing it.
Mm-hmm.
The combing it too also allows the hair to start drying.
Yes.
And since I'm almost done, I like that just simply because it gives me then the wet and dry effect.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with some kids not really liking
Yes.
the whole blow drying.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have found that to be kind of a trick. That way, if I don't need to or I don't have a blow dryer,
Yes.
I don't need to.
Wow.
Because I already moved around the hair so much,
Yes.
I got the air going on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do the same for this side that I did over here at the
Mhm.
very bottom, from the very bottom side
Yes.
to my top, and you can just see it's just a tiny little bit,
Mhm.
not that much anymore, because as you had already cleaned it, so
Yes.
it's very minimal.
All right. Really good. Now I have one question for you, Betsy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever do on a haircut like this, scissor over comb? Is that a technique that you like to use?
I do, especially here in the back,
Uh-huh.
where you can still see that it's kind of bulky.
Yes.
That's when I like going like this,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Oh, there it is.
cleaning it up
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of the bulkiness and
Yes.
also the little bit of a
Kind of a ridge. Yep.
that it
Uh-huh.
tends to happen. Like over here, you can see it right there.
Yes.
You can see the little ridge right here.
Yeah.
And still a little bit of the bulkiness.
Mhm.
So I just grab and clean it up all the
Mhm.
way.
And this happens as a result of when a barber starts cutting the hair with the clipper around the neckline and working his way up. And then scissor work on top. So what you're doing is you're kind of bridging the haircut together, right? You're bringing it together, kind of closing it in.
Yep. And I tend to do it more in the back,
Yes.
just simply because he has really bulky right here.
Yes.
Not so much here on the sides, but it's a little bit. But definitely more towards the back.
Mhm.
Just here on the sides.
Mhm.
As you can see, it's just a little bit.
Yes.
But it's still there.
Wow. That is awesome. I think these are very good and useful techniques for both barbers and students alike to consider and even practice while working or studying.
And his hair is also kind of, as you can tell, it's thin
Mm-hmm.
and almost kind of straight, very
Mhm.
very thin. So definitely scissor work like over the comb
Yeah.
makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
And so now the hair's completely dry and you can see it's sticking up a little bit,
Mhm.
but obviously it's still a good length. This is completely dry. Like this is him with no product
Wow.
on his hair whatsoever. He wakes up and it looks like that.
Looks great. You know what? I was gonna do your other son's haircut, but I think I'm just gonna give you a job and you're gonna take over from today, Betsy.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
So-
good.
Thank you so much, Betsy, for helping me out with my haircut. I mean, I've only been cutting for about 15 years, but you sure trumped my experience. Thank you, Betsy. And thank you, Andrew.